Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. We are seeing a rebound in the precious metals, and let's explore why. This article comes to us from CNBC. Gold has hit a 3-week high as global growth worries lift its safe haven appeal. And now, before we begin, I will just say that, it's one of those things, it's interesting, I think, in times like this to kind of explore some of the aspects and why the precious metal prices go one way or the other. And I think it's one of those things that it reminds us why we accumulate these precious metals. And this is why I like to cover stories like this. It's a yo-yo. It goes up and down. It goes sideways. It does its thing and what have you. But really, when you think about it, gold and silver are very special in that way because as money, they are there as a safe haven. And it's nice when you see major media outlets cover it as such in this aspect. And so I think it's quite fascinating indeed. So CNBC says that gold prices rose to more than a 3-week high on Monday, helped by a weaker dollar and as worries over global economic growth pushed investors into safe haven assets. Spot gold had risen 0.5% to $1,320.94 an ounce after touching its highest since February the 28th at $1,321.13. Last week, it posted its third consecutive weekly gain, rising about 1%. U.S. gold futures settled $10.30 higher at $1,322.60. The pullback in stock market, the dollar index, and benign interest rates are helping gold prices, said George Giroux, managing director at WC Wealth Management. And surprisingly, with the release of the Mueller report and good news for a stable presidency, that really hasn't had a much effect. We'll talk about here about other political turmoil weighing in and having a bigger effect or outweighing the Mueller report. Equity markets on Monday hit a 12-day low on global economic worries after an inversion in the U.S. bond yield curve on Friday stoked fears that the world's largest economy was headed for recession. Silver Bean Counter covered that on his channel, boosting demand for assets such as gold and the yen while denting the dollar. Political turmoil in Britain over the country's exit from the European Union, known as Brexit, also boosted gold's safe haven appeal. And we'll see about what Friday brings, as the 29th is when they are scheduled to exit. And Brexit worries and approaching option expiration could continue to support prices, but not necessarily enough to push prices towards $1,350, Giroux said. European Union officials said on Monday it was increasingly likely that Britain would leave the bloc without a divorce deal after April 12th, and the EU had completed contingency preparations for such a scenario. Gold has gained more than 13% since touching more than 1.5 year lows last August, mainly driven by dovish U.S. Federal Reserve and global growth concerns. From our vantage point, we expect gold to head towards our target of $1,364 sooner than anticipated, TD Securities analyst said in a research note. While prices have thus far avoided closing above levels that would imply substantial buying, the bar is low for algorithmic trend followers to substantially add to their length above $1,315. Speculators raised their net long positions by 15,971 contracts to 57,746 in the COMEX Gold in the week of March 19th, data showed on Friday. And it talks about the world's largest ETF, SPDR, rose about 1% in the previous week. So it's very interesting to see how things are going here with the precious metal prices. And I'll go back to Brexit here. And Brexit is one of those things where it's moving ahead in a direction. Let's see what this scammer has to say about it. Hello?
Hi, Jim.
No, this is,
Jim?
yes, hello?
Jim, this is Robert with Business Cash Solutions. I was just calling to make sure you received the email.
Yes, Robert, I haven't had a chance to check the email yet, but I will later here soon, and I will get
Okay.
back to you. But what do you think about Brexit? Do you think it's going to happen on the 29th or on April the 12th? Have you heard the latest there?
I haven't heard the latest. I'm betting that it doesn't because they're real against Theresa May. I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's
They're
kind of
looking to bring her down real bad.
yeah, it's going to bring the pain, right? Bring the hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
crazy.
what I think.
Yeah. It's insane. What do you think about the bond yield curve inverting on Friday?
The what? I'm sorry.
The bond yield curve.
Oh, I don't have a lot to say on.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. They say that could lead to a recession. Do you think that's possible?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I think there's a good chance.
And that is one of the indicators. And of course, we got to wait and see what GDP growth is going to be like as well.
And then all the gold pushers are going to start getting active.
Yeah, all the gold pushers, right? Exactly. Yeah. And what do you think about gold? Do you think it's something to consider? Do you think it'd be a smart?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it would, because I do think there's going to be a recession sometime within the next year or so.
And silver too. Do you think silver's undervalued? It might be a good play as well.
I do.
All right. Very good. Nice. All right. Well, I'll be looking out for your email, and we'll go from there. And I'll get back in touch with you.
And again, the quicker you get it back, the quicker I'll get money in your pocket.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir. All right.
Okay, Jake.
Bye-bye. All right, so we'll see there. So at least that guy is, even though he's a scammer, he believes gold and silver are the way to go, right? So we'll see how it all plays out. It's going to be fascinating, and but really there's a lot of different factors at play. But let's take a look at gold and silver prices and platinum and palladium. As you can see, gold is up 0.79%, $10.37 up to $13.22. Silver is at $15.57. It's getting closer to that $16 level here. Platinum is up as well, 1.61%. It is actually the biggest mover on percentage in the prices here. Platinum is $859.21. And palladium is up $15.50, up 0.99%. But it just goes to show you these metals, they're moving, and there's a lot of different reasons why they move in the direction they do because of the uncertainty of where the markets are. And it is fascinating to see that number about the bond yield curve, how that could stoke some fears, and a lot of different indicators. And each of them, when they line up just in the right way, it can bring real fear into the markets. And psychology is a huge driver of these prices. And when that happens, that means it's going to settle in. People are going to look for that safe haven. There's going to be ways to be able to hold on. Of course, when you couple that with what's going on, what I talked about yesterday from the article, about, all these different nations accumulating gold, Russia, China, Turkey, various different nations accumulating gold in their central banks. And to me, that means that, hey, less people are having a faith in not just the dollar, but any fiat currency that's out there. So when you lose faith in the fiat currencies, you're going to go to the one that brought you in the very beginning. That's gold and silver, the original money. And then that coupled with what's talked with Basel III, and the rules that could come from that. Apparently, on the 29th, we'll find out more about that to see what's going on there. Not that it in and of itself will have a big impact, because this is an entity that is a very secret entity, but you've seen me talk about it recently. But all these small things together could come about and be something that could be a game changer in the long run. So we will do what we can to keep accumulating these precious metals as we can afford to do so, gold and silver. And it does sort of give us that bit of confidence when we see them go up in price like this. And but also as buyers, we want it to be low so we can accumulate more. So there's that constant push and pull. And so there you go. So post your thoughts below what you think about this situation, about the prices being up today. Could they go down tomorrow? Yes, they very well could. It's a yo-yo. Different things push and pull different directions. We shall see how it plays out. Post your thoughts below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.